Welcome to an all new edition of Big Woo Top 20 Countdown. This week we're counting down the top 20 gospel songs of 2025, and we're talking to our guest, Lamont Bradley. Yeah, you guys, let's get into the number 20 song. The number 20 song comes from a fairly new gospel artist. Her name is Janelle Drake. Let's get into it. Her song was Better With You, number 20 on Big Old Top 20 Countdown, baby. Yeah. Yeah, you guys, that was the number 19 song. CC Winans with At the Cross. And now we're talking to our guest, Lamont. Lamont, how you doing, man?
I am fine. Oh, how you doing?
I'm awesome. I'm awesome. Tell my listeners about yourself.
Oh God, where do I begin? I don't know what all you want me to say.
Say whatever you want to say, man. It's on you.
Oh well, I'm Lamont Bradley. I'm born and raised in Los Angeles, California. I've been here all my life. Raised in church. I've known church as long as I can think back, walking and talking, everything. I've been everything from a singer, choir director, minister of music, executive producer, producer of different shows. I started my company at the age of 19, which is Lord Before Its Productions.
Wow.
We've gone on for 36 years now, doing great things in the community and in the world. Um, I don't know. I've always been one who wants to help those that want to help themselves. So that's what our motto is. We stand on Romans 8:31, which is the Lord is before you, who shall be against you. And so, coming out then at a young age, at in my teens and stuff, and everybody looking at myself and my god brother Roland Gibson was my CFO, and uh, my god sister Rose Davis passed on, but we were
Yeah.
and it was like everybody's looking at us like, how are you guys gonna run something or do something? So we've seen a lack in the community, as far as structure is concerned. Everyone was having musicals, different things starting late. People weren't in line, they weren't lined up, ready to go on, everything like that. It was just delaying the whole process. And then it was more so a program than church. I was raised
Mhm.
where you let God have his way. And,
Yes.
in the midst of some of the things that were going on with concerts and things, it was like, oh, we gotta stop, we gotta let the next artist come up. And I'm like, no, if the spirit comes in, that's what we're here for. We want the spirit to
Yes.
come in. If the spirit comes
Yes.
in, then the next artist needs to understand that we came here for a purpose, and that's for God to give
Yes.
the glory, not for man to
Yes.
get the glory. And
That's
so,
right.
we came up with LB Productions at the time. Everybody was like, "Oh, Lamont Bradley," and I was like, "No, it's not Lamont Bradley. It was Lord before us." But we didn't want to come out so quick. We, like I said, being young, that we would actually say, "Oh no, it's Lord before us Productions," and they'd be like, "Well, what do y'all know about the Lord?" And da da da.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah. Exactly.
funny how church folks can
Oh.
always say something or whatever, and they don't realize how detrimental it is because a lot of people have respect and loyalty for the church, but it's like,
Yes.
it's like they're I guess walking on eggshells would be one way
Uh-huh.
to say. So
Uh-huh.
that whole aspect, like I said, I did it consistently for about
Mhm.
27 years, where we were actually putting on musicals, putting on concerts, promoting everything, what have you. And when we got to our 27th year, it was like people weren't respecting church anymore. Uh,
Yeah.
coming to church high, coming to church drunk, uh,
Oh, wow.
fights in the parking lot,
Are you
arguments.
serious?
This person's sleeping with this person, man, and woman, and man, and and vice versa, and everything like that. And I was like, you know what? My heart is not in that. My heart is not into the whole thing. My mother was like strict back in the day, so
Yeah.
those short skirts and this mini tops, and you stopping there before you go to the club. That wasn't it. And that's how these people were. They were starting to come to church just any old kind of way, doing any old kind of
Wow.
thing or whatever. And I said, well, you know what? I know I've been doing different things. But that took a time we had a newsletter called The Lord's Notes, where we would
Uh-huh.
basically critique a lot of events and things that were happening, whatever. And if I tell you some of the stuff that went down, we didn't, oh, we didn't talk about how much time I got. So let me know if I'm going over.
Oh no, you talk as long as you want to, but
Okay,
we're gonna take a pause. We're gonna take a pause real quick. We're gonna take a
okay.
pause
Let's
because
take
we
a
gotta get back
pause.
to the
Okay.
countdown. The number 18 song comes from Robert Hawkins. This song is called "Just for Today." Let's get into it. "Just for Today," number 18 on Big Old Top 20 Countdown. Yeah, you guys, that was a wonderful Travis Green with "You Waited." That's one of my favorite songs of 2025. But we're talking to our guest Lamont Bradley. Man, you laid some heavy stuff down, man. Wow, let church people fight. I've actually seen that. Actually, to be honest with you, church folks
Yeah,
can be a mess. I'm telling you,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Man,
And I
and
mean, it's more prevalent now that church hurt
yeah,
is what we call it. We gave it a name.
yeah,
When I was coming up, it wasn't like church hurt. You think church
yeah,
hurt, you think, oh, somebody hurt somebody in the church. That's crazy. But
yeah,
nowadays, it's just so repetitive till people are getting hurt in the church, and that's where you go to get healed. That's where you go to get saved. That's where you find your
yeah,
foundation. You find your strength at, or whatever.
yeah,
So, like I'm saying, we did it for 27 years consistently. Within those 27 years, oh, if I'll be honest, it was really crazy. We had a
it
lot of people come
was.
up against us
Uh-huh.
because it was a thing where we were young kids at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and we're in our late teens, early 20s, and we were putting on concerts, successful concerts. Now we weren't. That's another thing. I can pat my own self on the back. You know,
Yeah,
it wasn't like we were just putting on concerts and we had like 5 or 10 people coming. No, we had hundreds and one time thousands of people coming to concerts and
wow,
events that we were putting together. We were packing out churches and everything. And everybody
wow,
wanted to know, how do we do this? What is it? And it was like, for me, it just came, nature. It was like,
yeah,
I just see that if something was structured right, you
yeah,
could actually put on a concert with 15 and 16, 20 artists, and it could flow. It wouldn't have to just stop. You could
yeah,
keep on doing everything. You wouldn't have to, say, well, we don't have enough time. We got to come back, or let's try to get. We were knocking it out the park, and so
wow,
that came about the time where people said, "Well, can you come and help me with my event? And can you come and do this or whatever?" And I was like, "No, sure, not a problem, whatever." Sometimes I was doing it for free, and then
mm-hmm.
me and my guy brother Roland, we said, we can start charging people to do this.
Okay,
We can do, open up our accounts and make it bigger and everything like that. I said, well, yeah, let's go that route. So we started going that route, and
yes,
again, God opened the doors for us to go all across the country and do stage plays and concerts and musicals with the likes of Hezekiah Walker, Ricky Dillard, Yolanda Adams, Kirk Franklin.
wow,
We were helping them with their production in the background,
oh
but
wow,
that just opened up doors for us to get. We were calling them reps in their own cities at that time, Texas and Chicago and things like that. We were getting reps, and those
okay,
reps were taking the information that we had and putting it out there and saying, "Oh, you guys need to hire this person," so on and so forth. And so
okay,
we built a large database as far
mm,
as emails, and we started
okay,
doing out our newsletter.
okay,
It was a concept that came from one of our staff members, which was my secretary, Tanya Jacobs. She was like, "Well,
okay,
you should put out a newsletter to encourage people, and have things in there, have ministers speak on it, and everything like that." The late Bishop Fisher from Little
mm,
Zion was one of our first persons who said, "Oh, well, nephew, I don't mind. I'll say something, give you a little biblical thing or whatever to put in there once a month."
yeah.
So you're familiar with LA Focus, right?
Yes, I remember that. I remember that paper.
They have the same type of concept that we were doing with our little pink newsletter. And our newsletter was an 8.5 by 14 page piece of paper folded in
Okay,
half, and it would come out. We would take the money, we would print it out or whatever. We weren't charging for ads or anything. We would advertise your events. We would do top 10 in gospel. We would
okay,
do the artist spotlight, and the spotlight like the likes of Tim Bishop Brown and Britt
yeah,
Jones and people that were local artists that were really getting talked about all across the country. And so
yeah,
that opened up the doors for them. And so
okay,
they became recurring clients and everything. And so with Lord Before Us, it went on from being one little idea that we had to just do better concerts to all of a sudden
uh-huh,
becoming this worldwide production company that we didn't even think
wow,
could actually work, but it worked. And it's still working
wow,
to this day. We're only at 30, 34 coming up, 30, yeah, 34 coming up. So it still works. It's not where it just stopped or whatever. Yes, I branched off and did different things, what have you. You don't even know if I want me to go into those things, but I've always had that particular love for Lord Before His Productions. That was my baby. That was what I nurtured. That's what I thought about, or whatever. So you've seen different companies come. You've seen Majesty Productions come and go. You've seen Gold Light come and to go. You've seen
Yeah.
JP Records come and go. You've seen a whole lot
Yeah.
of different production companies that were like mentors to us, but
Yeah.
eventually they stopped doing what they were doing, and here we are still going.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. You know what? We're going to talk more to you. But let's get back in this countdown. The 16 song is another Travis Green song. This song is called Holes. Let's get into it. Holes, number 16 on Big Old Top 20 Countdown. Yeah, you guys, that was the number 15 song. Rami Keys with Benefit. Now it's time to get to the extra song of the week. You know what, y'all? I always got to insert myself some kind of way in this countdown. We're talking. So what you call this? Is my latest single called "Celebrate Love." I want y'all to. This is my first extra song of the week. Let's get into it. My song, "Celebrate Love," on Big Old Top 20 Countdown, baby. Yeah, yeah. I know. He's like, why are you playing your song? That is my countdown, brother.
This is your show.
What was? You know what? You said you were into the production and stuff like that. Who was one of the favorite artists, the gospel artists that you worked with? One of your favorites?
Kurt Franklin.
Oh, for real? Why? Why? Why you say that? Why is it one of your favorites?
Because, well, again, I grew up in gospel music all my life. I've been singing, since the age of 4. I've been doing
Mhm.
professional music since the age of 8, where I recorded my first album,
Oh wow!
Voices of Cornerstone. Lord, give me a praying spirit. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my first song. I was a little kid. Whatever,
Wow.
with the Cornerstone. And so, in being connected with James Cleveland and Cornerstone Institutional, I was able to meet artists. I was able to meet some of these people that we like put on high pedestals or what have you, but to find out that they're just simple, regular artists, same problems, same situations, some of them drink, some of them smoke, everything like that, or whatever. It made me realize that church people are regular people, you know. Um,
Mhm.
I say Kurt Franklin because Kurt is one of the ones that is just, he's always the same on stage, off stage. He's never
Yes.
been one of those hook 'em and shot, all that or whatever. He's always been just straightforward. Now you get some people that are one way on the stage, one way
Yeah.
on the stage. But like I said,
Yeah.
same thing. I learned a lot of studio business projects and stuff from him, just being.
Um.
And this is stuff that he learned from Lil Bigger. This is stuff that he
mm,
from Fred Ham, which is another musical musician and producer, what have you, back in the day. Her friend
mhm,
came after the DFW in Georgia, Mass.
mm.
Was
Okay. Yes. I remember that.
or what have you. And so he came about when it was like the early 80s, early 90s. This is when people would take young kids, sit them,
Yes.
and tell them what they need to know about what they're
Yes.
trying.
Yes.
So Kurt took that information along, made the family, which is this group, and went on from there. The family was doing one thing, and then of course, he had NG, and then they was doing something else or whatever. God's property was doing something
Yes.
else. And he had all these things, but he always was the same. He wasn't like Kurt with the family, Kurt with God's property, Kurt with NG. It was like he was always the same. And so I say Kurt Franklin because it's some of these artists, you get some that are prima donnas and divas and what have you, and then it's some that are just down to earth. They're always the same. You learn from
Yeah.
them. They don't mind pouring into you and telling you whatever. It's just a good camaraderie, and it's good to have somebody like that that's around you that's quote unquote on a high pedestal or whatever. But he's always been the same.
Yes, you're right. You're right. I got some more questions for you, but let's get back in this countdown. The number 14 song comes from Joe Praise. This song is called "Thank You Jesus." Let's get into it. Joe Praise, "Thank You Jesus," number 14 on Big Woo Stop 20 Countdown. Y'all know I stole that from Soul Train. Yeah, you guys, you guys, we did three in a row for you. We did Joe Praise with "Thank You Jesus," number 14. Number 13 was "Every Nation Music" with Joy of the Lord. And number 12 was Madison Ryan Ward with Morning Messenger. I kind of like that song. Now it's time to get into the comedy corner. The comedy corner comes from a very good friend of the show. His name is Tony Baker. One day he's going to be on here, probably before the show is over. So let's get into it. The comedy corner with Tony Baker on Big Old Stuff 20 Countdown. Yeah, you guys, that was very, very funny. Tony Baker. What's wrong with me today?
I don't know. Tony got you all scrambled up. I guess it was funny
We're
though.
talking we're talking to the awesome Lamont Bradley. I asked you the good, so now it's time for the bad. What's one artist? Who is one artist? You don't have to say the name, but you can say the name if you want to. That you would never ever you say, oh, not in a million years will you ever work with them again.
Some people gonna hate me for this, but God bless her, Shirley Caesar.
Oh wow, oh wow. What's the deal with with Shirley?
Shirley is Shirley. Very, very evil.
Oh wow, for real?
And a lot of people's like, when I tell people that, they're like, "Who's I?" And that's the first person that comes to my mind. You're like, "Who you never work with again?" Ever. Shirley Caesar.
Why? What would she do that was so evil?
It's my mother used to always say, you can talk to people and you can talk
Yeah,
and she
yeah.
talks at people. She doesn't, if you ever get a chance to, and I'm gonna let you have the opportunity, I should say. If
Yeah.
you ever get a chance to go and take a picture with mother, try it. She doesn't.
Oh wow.
It's not like you to hold on to her, hug her, befriend her, or anything like that. She'll let you get close to her, like this cup, like right here. I'll let
Uh-huh.
you. But yeah, she don't do it. Don't come near her space or anything like that, or whatever. If
Wow.
you have her money, she's not performing.
Oh yeah,
uh,
I thought that. Yeah,
it,
she has that reputation.
yeah. It's like what's so funny is some of the artists that you get rolling on, like Aretha Franklin. Aretha Franklin used to get her money in cash, and it used to be in
Yep.
her purse on the stage with her, where she could see
Yep.
it. She
Yep.
didn't buy
Yep.
flesh. Yeah, she didn't
I
give you
actually.
or whatever. She can literally want some money in her purse right by where she can look and see it.
Yep. And you know
Yeah.
what? I heard that Shirley Caesar. What happened one time she had a gig and didn't have all her money. She got on the bus and make everybody leave because they didn't have all her money. I was like,
Yeah. She's flown into town and was told she's gonna get her money and what have you, and she comes to find out they didn't have it, and she stayed right there in the hotel for another day and a half, and then she left. The hotel they provided.
wow. But you know what? I'm not mad about at her at that. You have
Business
to be
is
about the
business.
business.
Business is business. You're right. You're right. That's one thing or whatever. But yeah, she has to be called Pastor Caesar. You can't call her Mother Caesar. Don't call her Evangelist. Pastor.
What pastor? Wow. A lot of these gospel artists is like, wow, you seeing their true color. Oh man, you know what? I'm gonna ask you something. Woo, when we come back. A hot question. When we come
Oh,
back. Number, but let's get into the number 11 song. The number 11 song comes from Anthony. This song is called One. Let's get into it. Anthony with One on Big Old Stop 20 Countdown. Yeah, you guys, that was the number 10 song, one of my favorites. Kiera Sheard. That was her song, Rain. Now it's time to get to the second extra song of the week. The second extra song of the week is from my album that's coming out February 14th. It's actually, this year we're celebrating 20 years of since my debut album, Look What God Has Done. So we coming out with two albums. This is the first album. It's called Back to the Love Room, and this is one of the songs from the album. This is the remake of this song. I don't know if you ever heard of this artist named Rocky Robbins. He came out
yeah.
with a song called he came out with a song called You and Me. So this is a remake of You and Me, one of my favorites. And it's going to be a single. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. The second extra song of the week, my song, You and Me, on Big Old Top 20 Countdown. Yeah. Don't ask me to sing now. You and Me. I'm not gonna do that to you. I'm not gonna do that to you, Lamont. Lamont, I'm gonna
No.
tell you, man, this man is a good dude. I've been knowing him for years.
Yeah. Yeah. A long
Years.
time. Over 15, I would say.
Yeah, I think about 16, 17, more than
At
that.
least.
I
At
met you.
least.
I think I met you right when my first album came out.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you believe it's been 20 years already? God, dog.
This time goes by fast.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you this question. What do you think about the controversy that's happening with the Winans, with Marvin Winans and the church and stuff like that? What do you feel about that? Like, give me your true feelings.
The only thing I can say is people are sensitive. See, that goes back to what I said, when we were talking a little bit further back, where I said that church people are regular people.
Yes.
And so, a lot of people are looking at the portion of the video that they showed where he was just asking the lady for the money, and then, he said, "No, I asked you for an extra 1,000, and you gave me $213 or whatever." And you're wrong. But if you go back and he actually, I think Tammy Mack played it on KJLH. She actually went back and played the portion of the video before we got to the little lady walking out. It was basically he was asking for people to give $1,000 for the building fund, and then
Mm-hmm.
match $1,000 or what have you. And then those that couldn't match you with $1,000, match you with as close as you could.
Mm-hmm.
And then, when she came up there, when Lady came up there, she said that she didn't feel like he rebuked her, but she was in the wrong place because there was different lines that were going on with people who had
Yes.
1,000, people that had 1,500, people that had
Yes.
1,000, whatever else they could get to make up the amount. So, my thing is, church is a business. I mean, let's
Yes.
just be honest. I mean, you get your tithes and offerings and things like that. The reason why you have tithes is because you got to pay your mortgage, you got to pay your lights, you got to pay your musicians, you got to pay your, what have you. There's special days when the pastor gets a certain amount of money. There's special days when
Mm-hmm.
the preachers and first ladies and guest speakers they get their money and whatever. It's a business. Let's
Yes.
be so sensitive. But
Yes.
with violence, and people are saying, well, no, it seems like he just rebuked her and he didn't want her money, this or what have you, but he still took the money. And a lot of people saying, well, I would have gave him a dime, whatever. It wasn't anything like that. It was like, okay, well, they were asking a certain amount of money. She came to the wrong line, and he was like, no, I asked for 1,000 plus one, and you're giving me 1,000 plus $213. You know, we'll take your
Yes.
donation. This is not what I asked for. And everybody was like,
Yes.
wrong with that. And they're like, no. Have you heard the whole context of it? It's the same thing goes back when Marvin Sapp locked the doors.
Yes.
The same thing. Oh, he's so wrong or whatever. I've been when I used to be a member of City Refuge, they used to lock the doors.
Oh,
You know,
they did.
because you have to think about it. These mega churches are hotspots for
Yes.
criminals. They could
That's
just
true.
come in there in the midst of them taking up their offering and rob the place. And
Yeah.
unless with security, Bishop Jones and City Refuge, and so does West Angeles and everything like that. But some of these churches who are large sizes, they don't have good security like that. So of course they lock their doors to be safe. Once somebody is out of the sanctuary and into another place, and they open the doors or whatever. Everybody said, "Oh, Mark was so wrong for knocking the doors," and no, he wasn't wrong. It was a time and a place for everything.
That's true.
Like
That's true.
you leave the doors open, and then you get the situation where the robbers came in and held gunpoint on the other preacher that you seen online. Social media has so many things. Things have been happening in the world, especially in the church world, for decades. But
Yes.
people see it. Now we can always comment on it. Now we can always say, "Oh, they're wrong," or whatever. And again, let's go take it back. There's no hurt like church hurt.
Yeah.
You hear the church, and you're like, well, "Where do I go?" But if anything, when we went through the pandemic, we all learned that you got to have God for yourself. You can't get to
That's
the
true.
can't get to the
That's
pastor.
true.
If you don't have God for yourself, then God bless you. So
Yep. Yep.
yeah, yeah.
Yep. So yeah, wow, that's deep. You said some deep stuff. But you know what? We're gonna get back in this content. I got another question for you that's really, really awesome. The number
Mhm.
9 song comes from Zaya Zachary. This song is called "Shine on Me." Let's get into it. "Shine on Me," the number 9 song on Big Old Top 20 Countdown. Yeah, you guys, we did 3 in a row. We did Zanaya Zachary with "You and Me," and then we did oh no, "Shine on Me." I'm sorry. Number 9 was James Fortune with "In the Room," and number 7 was Daniel Ojo with "Worship Medley." Y'all, so I'm getting to independent song. Independent song of the week. Uh-oh. I'm previewing my album right now for everybody else. This song is called Natural Love. Let's get into it. I can't tell you what it's about.
Just take a listen.
Just sit and listen to the song. You'll find out what it's about. Let's get into it. Natural Love, the independent song of the week on Big Old Top 20 Countdown. Yeah, y'all, that was You Make Me Feel So Good. Hey! I
The Lord. The Lord.
countdown. Oh, we're talking to our guest Lamont Bradley. He's a promoter. Man, you've also been. How many years have you been in the Gospel Music Workshop of America?
Oh God, since 1994 in Atlanta, Georgia. When it first came to be in 1992, I actually I had a conversation with James Cleveland in 1990 in regards to wanting to put together my own production company. And Reverend was all about, if that's what you want to do, son, do it. Make it good, what have you. 91, we lost him. February 1991. We lost him to
Oh,
cancer. And after he passed, I was like, I got to keep my promise because I told him I was going to do it. And
yeah.
so the end of 91, we were still going through mourning period at Cornerstone. We were still going through everybody coming together. And I said, you know what? I got to start my company. And so I just started looking at things, contacting people and everything like that. And in February of 92, we actually were established.
Okay.
And of course, oftentimes when you establish a company, you try to put yourself and you give yourself a 5-year goal. I said, I want to be worldwide within 5 years. We did it in 2. By the time we went to the GMWA in August of 1994, it was in Atlanta, Georgia. It was like people knew who we were. I had James, I had James Hall come up to me and say, "Oh, you guys are Lord before us?" I said, "Huh?" Like, oh, I don't know what you guys are doing this guy and this, and I want to see if you can do for me. And I'm like, huh? Like, what? And that's when God is in control. It just came out. And I was like,
Oh yeah.
okay. I said, oh yeah. I said, yeah, let's talk. Let's sit down, whatever. We sat down, talked. We became friends. Everything. We started doing promotions for him. God was in control, and the whole thing just took off from there. So it's like, you never go back on your word. You
That's
always
right.
what you're doing and everything like that. I made a promise to James Cleveland, and I said I was going to start my company. So do it. Don't be afraid. Do it. If I would have stopped writing songs and stopped doing things because people didn't think I was, good because I didn't have a voice, there would never have been any gospel music. Think about it. We call him the king, and the reason why he's the king is because he had so many hit songs. Everybody's like, how can Cleveland be the king? He didn't have no voice. He couldn't even sing or whatever, whatever. But he opened the door for a lot of people. He wrote for a lot of people, and he had a whole lot of songs and a whole lot of technique that he did. Even though he couldn't really sing all that well, he could command a choir and he could do
Yeah.
all the things. Loving
Yeah.
God. But it's again, if you're gonna do something, keep your word. So
That's right.
May since 1994. I'm still in it, out part of it, what have you. But it was a wonderful establishment for me to meet people from all over the world. It was a convention. When I went to GWA in 94, it was people there from Japan who barely spoke English, but you put them on that stage and they sound better than we do.
Wow.
you know, the same thing. People from Australia, people from London, people from Europe. It was really crazy to me that gospel music has really stretched this far, and this organization brings everybody together once a year to just lift up the name of Jesus. It was like, wow. I said, okay, I gotta go. And then the following year, it came to LA. When it came to LA, they were like, we want you guys to do the production of such and such, such and such. And I'm like, what? It was crazy to me. And it was like, wow, we surpassed our goal in 2 years. So
Wow.
you never say that you're gonna do something and you don't put forth your effort and don't give people the chance to do it. And don't
Yeah.
be afraid to put your ideas out there because you don't know who you might bless, who you might do it.
You're right.
I'm
You're
just
right.
so
You're right about that, brother. You're right about that, man. You telling the truth, man. You're telling the truth. But you know what? We're gonna talk more to you, but let's get back into this countdown. The number 6 song is from the legendary BB Winans. This song is called Father in Heaven. Right now is one of his best songs of 2025. Let's get into it. BB Winans with Father in Heaven, number 6 on Big Old Top 20 Countdown. Yeah, y'all, that was the number 5 song. She Aaron Pace Rhodes, the daughter of
Sean.
LaShawn. She did
Yes,
actually
sir.
did a remake of Act Like You Know with Kiki Sheard last year. That's one
Yeah.
of my favorites.
Yeah.
Man, it's like I remember the original. You better act like
Right.
you know, but they made it even more better, man. I love it, man.
Right.
She's one of my friends on Instagram. Shout out to her. Shout out to Kiera. Shout out to all the gospel people. You know, it's like
And it's
really,
crazy how you see a new generation. That's the new generation of gospel. You got the new face, the new sheer, Karen Clark. It's like, wow, okay.
yeah, their name is carrying on, and that's what it's
Yeah,
about. That's what
yeah.
it's about. Now it's time to get to the old school jam of the week. Old school jam of the week is because we're taping this in October of 2025, but this is gonna be airing January 8th,
Okay,
2020.
okay.
2026,
Yeah.
and this man was born in I think it was 91 years ago. He died in 1977. He died in
Hmm.
1977. They some people call him the king, but he was
Okay.
born. Yeah, but his name is Elvis Presley. It's one of my very
Yeah.
favorite songs by him. It's called "I Could Fall in Love." Let's get into it. The old school jam of the week. I could fall in love. I know I can't. I can't help falling in love. See,
Right.
I got Selena in the brain. I can't
I
help falling
can't
in
help
love.
falling in love with you. Yeah. Yeah.
By Elvis Presley on Big Old Stop 20 Countdown. I could. No, I'm singing. I can't help falling in love with.
With you. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of love, I usually get into people's business, but I already know your business, so we're not gonna put it out in the street. I'm gonna. I want you to give your shout outs to me though. Give your shout outs.
Oh God. My love goes out to Love My Life, of course. Also to all the artists that are actually on the grind trying to make their music get out there. Don't give up, no matter what you do. I mean, it seems like you'll get more no's than yes, but there's going to be one yes that's going to change your life. And take it from me, I've been doing this for a long time. And had I gave up on all the no's we got, that's crazy. Let me encourage somebody. There was the first time we actually did a concert in '92, and we were going to do a concert for the Memorial Day. And we paid a deposit to the church, everything, the advertisement and what have you. Do you know that
Mhm.
pastor took our money and did not open the church, and we didn't even
Are
know
you serious?
when we got there? And we had people coming from San Diego, Las Vegas, Phoenix. It was crazy. People came from everywhere. And I literally, that particular time in May of 92, I actually really just like, you know what? I don't want to do this. This is a joke, but this, but that. But in
Yeah.
November of '92, that same year, I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and put the concert on. And it was packed. The church said 800 people. It was packed out.
Wow.
I said,
Wow.
just don't ever give up on your dreams. Something may happen that may stop you, but if you keep on going, you'll get blessed. I promise you. I promise you. Had I stopped, and there would be a whole lot of blood on my hands. Had I stopped that particular time in May of '92 and not did another concert or whatever, it's no telling what would have happened to all the artists that we touched, all the people that we blessed, all the things that have happened in our lives to the point where now the love that we get throughout the country is amazing to me. And the people
Wow.
I don't
That
know,
is awesome.
a lady from New York said, "Oh, I know you. You were that company, North Source Production. You guys used to put out a newsletter called The Lord Knows where y'all was telling everybody, people's concerts started late and da 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 da." I said, "Yeah, that's me." And we just hugged. I'm like, she didn't know me from Adam, but she remembered the name, and
Yeah,
you never know whose life you touch throughout the
you're
years.
right about that.
So,
You're right about that. You actually took my next question. I was going to tell you to do a minute of inspiration, but you did that already. So
yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't even know. See how spiritual we are. I didn't
no,
even know.
no, see,
Yeah, but don't
you
stop.
were perfect. You were
Yeah,
perfect. Don't even worry about it. You were perfect. You did it
yeah,
right before
yeah.
even before
Don't
I asked
stop.
you.
Don't
That's
let
what I
don't
like.
stop what you're doing. Don't let your no stop you. Please don't.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's what everybody should know. Don't let your nose stop you. Now, you guys, it's time to get back in this countdown. I'm gonna get back to you, but the number
Yeah.
4 song comes from the legend herself, Karen Clark Sheard. This is from her last album that came out in 2024, but this song is actually a great song. It did really well in 2025. This song was called "I Like It." Let's get into it. "I Like It" by Karen Clark Sheard on Big Old Stop 20 Countdown. Yeah, y'all, we did three in a row for you. We did Karen Clark Sheard with number 4 with "I Like It." Number 3 was Yolanda Adams with "Thank You," the new version. and number two was Vanessa Bell Armstrong with "Because of Your Grace." And now it's time to get into the number one song. The number one song, I'm gonna have you guess it. She is one of the famous. She is one of the famous people. Her family is very very famous, but on her own, she's making number one records. Um, they're the most famous family in gospel music. Let's see if you know what I'm talking
Is the
about.
last name Winans?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so it's got to be Cecilia, but you guys know her as CC.
Yes, yes, it's a CC. This song did really, really well in 2025, and this song was called "Come Jesus Come." Let's
Oh
get
my
into it.
God.
CC one is with "Come Jesus Come," the number one song on Big Old Top 20 Gospel Singles of 2025. Yeah, y'all, don't ask me to sing that song. I don't know all the words. Lamont,
Yeah, yeah.
how can people reach you?
We are on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, Lord Forest, Lord Forest Productions. You can reach us as well. You can reach out to us by calling 323-993-8581. It's 323-993-8581. Or you can email us at Lord, that's Lord, the letter B, the number 4US at yahoo.com. We'd love to hear from you. Let me know what you think of being on the show. I won't tell them. So you don't ever find out. But if it's good, I'll let him know. I mean, only two people emailed me when it's really 20. But yeah, if it's good, let us know. You know, encourage your brother. So yeah, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
I can tell you, I've known you forever. I've seen
Yeah,
you grind. I've seen you put out music and show, radio show, and everything like that. Don't stop doing what you're doing. You
thank
are
you.
somebody
I
great.
appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you for coming on. And I appreciate all the stations that carry us at Block FM, the Apple Music, Spotify, everybody, Spreaker, everybody. Thank you so much for carrying us. Also, thank you for the listeners. You guys have been holding me down for the past 10 seasons. This is our 379th show. I want to say thank you so much for still keeping me going, and still showing me love, no matter what. Even though sometimes I really want to give up, but I say, nah, I just got to keep on going. But you know what?
Right.
Also, that means the thought of the week is keep your head up no matter what. And you guys, we always end this with a gospel song, but we're also going to play a song by he's the king of R&B. Even though he's in trouble right now, it was his birthday. He was born. What you call it? He was born January 8th, 1967. I'm talking about R. Kelly. This song is called. This song is called "I Believe I Can Fly," as close to the gospel as possible. So let's get into it. R. Kelly with "I Believe I Can Fly." May God bless you. May God keep you until we meet again.